Good morning to everyone. We are going to start a new topic, lateral shift. So what do you mean by lateral shift? The lateral shift, it is denoted by LS. So it is the perpendicular distance. It is the perpendicular distance between incident ray direction and emergent ray when it passes through the glass slab. When it passes through the glass slab, thickness T or thickness T. So what is the lateral shift means? It is a perpendicular distance between the incident ray direction and the emergent ray when it passes through the glass slab. When it passes through the glass slab of thickness T. So here, let us consider a glass slab of thickness T. So I am taking the glass slab of thickness T. Surrounding medium refractive index of the surrounding medium, I am taking it as the mu1, and the refractive index of the glass slab into refractive index of the glass slab as mu2. Right, and here mu2 it is greater than mu1. Mu2 it is greater than mu1. Means medium 2 it is the denser medium, and the surrounding medium is the rarer medium. Right. Okay. Now here let us consider this is the incident, and this is the normal drawn at the point of incidence on the first surface. This is the first surface. In the absence of the glass slab, the light travels in this direction. Means this is nothing but undeviated path of incident. Undeviated path of incident, right? Or else you can write incident ray direction also. Undeviated path of incident ray, or else you can write incident ray direction also. Now here the light ray is traveling from rarer medium to denser medium. So therefore refracted ray will towards the normal. So this is the refracted ray. So let us consider AO is the incident ray and OB is the refracted. Again on the second surface, this refracted ray will incident. Means here OB will be the incident ray on the second surface. OB will be the incident ray on the second surface. And this is the normal drawn at the point of incidence on the second surface. So on the second surface, what is the point of incidence? B is the point of incidence, and on the first surface, O is the point of incidence. Finally, the ray will emerges out from the glass slab, and it will be parallel to the undeviated path of incident ray. It will be parallel to the incident ray direction. Always, it will be parallel to the incident ray direction. So here let us consider OC is the emergent ray. Sorry, DC is the emergent ray. What is AO? AO is the incident ray. OB is the refracted ray. And what is BC now? BC is the emergent ray. BC is the emergent ray. Right. Okay. Now here, remember, BC emergent ray is always perpendicular to the incident ray direction. The light ray passes through the glass slab. So here emergent ray is always parallel to the parallel to the incident ray direction. Parallel to the incident ray direction always when it passes through the glass slab. When it passes through the glass slab. Right? Okay. Now here. What is the lateral shift? It is the perpendicular distance between the incident ray direction and the emergent ray. So what is the perpendicular distance? Wherever you take, it is nothing but the perpendicular distance. I'm taking here. This is the perpendicular distance and let us denote this one as the BD. So what is BD here? So here BD is the lateral shift or lateral shift. Lateral shift lateral shift which is denoted by X. So this is what we have to find out. This is మనం calculation చేయాలి. A lateral shift value ni ippudu మనం calculation చేయాలి. Okay. So it is purely mathematics. Let us consider the angle made by the incident ray with the normal as angle of incidence, angle made by the refracted with the normal angle of refraction, and this is nothing but angle of deviation. Can you tell me what is the angle of deviation here? Angle of deviation is nothing but I minus R because the ray is traveling from rarer to denser medium. Right? Okay. So we have to find out what is BD value. Okay, let us consider this is the O point and this point is the some end point. What is ON? ON is nothing but thickness of the glass slab. Okay, so is that everything is clear here? AO is the incident ray, OB is the refracted ray, and BC is the emergent. Angle I minus R. Very good. Angle of deviation is nothing but I minus R. So what we have to find out? We have to find out BD, find out channel. Simple. So completely mathematics. BD allow find out channel. Now here ODB is a right angle triangle, and this is the opposite side with a hypotenuse outundi. So therefore I am using the sine delta. So from the triangle ODB, sine delta is equal to opposite side. Opposite side is nothing but BD. But hypotenuse is nothing but OB. So what we have to find out? We have to find out BD value. Lateral shift find out chair. So therefore from this BD is equal to OB into sine. What is delta? Delta is nothing but I minus R. Okay. So let us consider this is the equation 1 of this quote. That is the equation 1. Okay. Now here, in that equation, we don't know what is OB. Now here, again there is one more right angle triangle, ONB. So from another right angle triangle, ONB, this is the opposite side and this is the adjacent side. And this one will be the hypotenuse. I know the adjacent side value ON, which is equal to the thickness of the glass slab. So I am using the cos now. Cos. So therefore, cos R is equal. Cos R it is equal to opposite side. Cos R it is equal to adjacent side of hypotenuse. Means ON by OB. There is nothing but ON by OB. So did you get this one? Right? So therefore cos R it is equal to ON by OB. Now here we want OB value. By cross multiplication, OB it is equal to ON. What is ON value? ON value it is nothing but thickness of the glass slab. So therefore T by cos R. Let us consider this is the equation 2. Since ON value it is equal to thickness of the glass. Now finish. We have to find out BD. So substituting the equation 2 in equation 1. Equation 2 in equation 1. So therefore, PD value is equal to OB value is nothing but T by cos R into sin of I minus R. So this is nothing but, therefore, lateral shift. Yes, it is equal to T times of sin of I minus R by cos R. So let us consider this is the equation number 3. If I know the values of I, angle of incidence and angle of refraction and thickness of the glass slab, then I can apply this equation to find out what is the lateral shift. Right. So what is the lateral shift? It is a perpendicular distance between the incident ray direction and the emergent ray direction. Incident ray direction ki emergent ray direction madhyalo edaithe perpendicular distance untundo danne manam anta lateral shift anta. Is it clear? Now suppose if the angles are very small, if the angles are very small, if the angles are small, then sin I minus R, sin of I minus R, it is approximately equal to I minus R. And what about cos R? And cos R, it is approximately equal to 1. Sin of I minus R, it is approximately equal to I minus R, and cos R, it is approximately equal to 1. So therefore equation 3, therefore the lateral shift it is equal to thickness of the glass slab of I minus R by 1. Because the cos R value is 1. Okay, so what I am doing here, I am taking the common of I now. So therefore, lateral shift it is equal to I common this thing. What you will get? 1 minus R by I. Now, what is R by I? Applying the Snell's law at a point O. I am applying the Snell's law at a point O now. Right. Here I will write. Applying the Snell's law at a point O. At a point O. Point O దగ్గర నేను Snell's law apply చేశాను. Mu1 into sin I. Mu1 into sin I is equal to refractive index. What is the refractive index? R. Mu2 into sin I. Now here the angles are very small, so therefore sin I it is approximately equal to I, and sin R it is approximately equal to R. So therefore mu1 into I it is equal to mu2 into R. So I want R by I. So therefore here R by I value is equal to, by cross multiplication, is nothing but mu1 by mu2. Let us consider this is the equation A. So therefore, I am substituting the equation A, that is nothing but R by I value, that is nothing but mu1 by mu2 in this equation. So therefore, lateral shift it is equal to T into I of 1 minus R by I is nothing but mu1 by mu2. Mu1 by mu2. If the surrounding medium is air medium, I think. If I consider surrounding medium as the air medium, then the refractive index of the air medium is nothing but 1. And I am considering the refractive index of the glass medium as mu. Mu2 as mu on this one. Overall, what is the lateral shift here? Lateral shift, it is equal to thickness of the glass plate into angle of incidence of 1 minus 1 by mu. Is it possible? So whenever you want to calculate the lateral shift, what is the formula? Lateral shift, it is equal to thickness of the glass plate into angle of incidence. Thickness of the glass plate into angle of incidence of 1 minus 1 by mu. What is mu here? Mu is the refractive index of the glass plate. Mu is the refractive index of the glass plate. Is that clear? Right. Now we will discuss about the apparent shift when an object is placed in the denser medium or else when the object is in the rarer medium. There are two cases here. Let us see the case one. Case one. When object lies in denser medium, when object lies in denser medium and observer is in rarer medium. Object denser medium లో ఉంది, అబ్జర్వర్ ఎవరైతే ఆబ్జెక్ట్ ని అబ్జర్వ్ చేస్తున్నారో వాళ్ళు వచ్చేసి రేరర్ మీడియం లో ఉన్నారు అంటున్నాం. అంటే ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ let us consider denser medium as a water medium and rarer medium as a air medium తీసుకుంటున్నాం. సో వాటర్ లో ఒక ఫిష్ ఉంది, ఆ ఫిష్ ని ఒక బర్డ్ ఎయిర్ మీడియం లో ఒక బర్డ్ ఏం చేస్తుంది అంటే ఆ ఫిష్ ని అబ్జర్వ్ చేస్తూ ఉందనుకోండి. రైట్ నా ఆ ఫిష్ పొజిషన్ ఏదైతే ఉందో ఆ బర్డ్ కి ఎలా కనిపిస్తుంది? ఇస్ ఇట్ కరెక్ట్ ఆర్ ఎల్స్ ఇట్ విల్ బి చేంజెస్? అది మనం ఫైండ్ అవుట్ చేయాలి. ఒకవేళ చేంజ్ వస్తే ఎంత చేంజ్ వస్తుంది ఏంటి అనేది మనం ఇప్పుడు ఫైండ్ అవుట్ చేయాలి. ఇస్ ఇట్ క్లియర్? ఓకే. నౌ హియర్ let us consider this point is a boundary and this is a boundary here which divides the two mediums. So this is the medium 1 of refractive index mu1 and this is the medium 2 of refractive index mu. I am taking medium 1 as the rarer medium. This is the rarer medium, optically rarer medium, and medium 2 is the optically denser medium in this one. This is optically a denser medium. Now let us consider object. This is the position of the object. Object place lo meeru oka fish ni assumption chestunna. Right. So this is the object which is at a real depth. This is the real depth of the object. From the boundary this corner, from the surface, the real depth. Eppudu kuda calculation cheseటప్పుడు from the surface. Okay. So I am taking two incident ray. Observer is in the rarer medium. Observer, fish. Observer, a person, or else we can take the bird also. No problem. Now here, this is the first incident ray, normal incidence. So therefore, there is no refraction as we know that. So let us consider this is the first refracted because it passes through the other medium. So therefore, it is a refracted ray. Right. I am taking the second one, an oblique incidence. So let us consider this is the second incident ray. And this is the point of incidence of the second incident ray on the surface, and this is the normal drawn at the point of incidence. Now, the ray is traveling from denser medium to rarer medium. So therefore, refracted ray will bends away from the normal. It bends away from the normal. Now, where is the image formed? Image is formed at the point of intersection of the reflected rays or refracted rays. Image ekkada form avutundi? Point of intersection of the reflected rays or refracted rays. Now here these two are the refracted rays. And how are these refracted rays? They are divergent refracted rays. Divergent refracted rays, so therefore image cannot be formed here. So what we have to do? We have to extend the refracted rays in the backward direction. So this is the one refracted ray which is extended in the backward direction. And this is the another refracted ray which is extended in the backward direction. Means finally the image is formed here. It means that suppose a bird is here and he is observing the fish. Now he will see the image of the fish here. If the bird wants to catch the fish, if he reaches at this point, can he caught the fish? Fish ni pattukogalda? Ledhu. Image కనిపిస్తుంది అంతే. అంటే ఫిష్ ఏదైతే చూస్తుందో అది అబద్ధం. కరెక్టేనా? లేదా ఒక పర్సన్ వచ్చేసి బో అండ్ ఆరో తీసుకున్నాడు అనుకుందాం ఇక్కడ. బో అండ్ ఆరో. బో అండ్ ఆరో తీసుకొని కరెక్ట్ గా వాడికి ఏదైతే కనిపిస్తుందో అక్కడ షూట్ చేయడానికి ట్రై చేశాడు. ఏం చేశాడు? ఆరో తీసుకొని. చచ్చిపోతుందా? ఎక్కడ చచ్చిపోతుంది? వాడు చూసేది ఏంటి? Image of the fish kada. Is that clear? So ఈ పర్సన్ ఆ ఫిష్ ని చంపాలంటే he has to aim below the image of the fish. అంటే వాడికి ఏదైతే కనిపిస్తుందో అది కాకుండా దాని కింద ఏం చేస్తే అప్పుడు there will be a chance to strike the fish. అంటే అప్పుడు ఈ పర్సన్ ఏం చేయాలంటే ఇక్కడికి ఏం చేయాల్సి వస్తుంది. ఇలా ఏం చేయాలి? అర్థమైందా? సో ఇక్కడ ఫిష్ చూసే ఇక్కడ బర్డ్ అయినా లేదా పర్సన్ అయినా ఎవరైతే ఈ ఆబ్జెక్ట్ ని చూస్తుందో అదంతా అబద్ధమే. దట్ ఈస్ ద నథింగ్ బట్ ఇమేజ్ కదా. సో హియర్ ద డిస్టెన్స్ ఆఫ్ ద ఇమేజ్ ఫ్రమ్ ద సర్ఫేస్ ఈజ్ కాల్డ్ యాజ్ ద అపరెంట్ డెప్త్ అంటాం నాన్న. దీన్నే మనం అపరెంట్ డెప్త్. Now we have to find out what is the value of this apparent depth. Sorry, object actually ikkada undi. Here the object is actually and it has been shifted at this point. So this is called as the apparent shift. This is called as the apparent shift. So we are going to calculate what is the apparent depth and we are going to calculate what is the apparent shift. Right? Apparent depth ఏంటో apparent shift ఏంటో ఇప్పుడు మనం క్యాలిక్యులేషన్ చేయబోతున్నాం. Are you getting? Image is the virtual one, virtual image, because it is formed by the extended refracted rays. Extended refracted rays యూస్ చేసుకొని మనం ఇమేజ్ ఫార్మ్ చేసాం. సరే, ఏం క్యాలిక్యులేషన్ చేయాలో అర్థమైందా మీకు? ఓకే. Now here let us consider this is the one of the point of incidence P and this is the another point of incidence P అని తీసుకున్నాను అన్న. And here ఇక్కడ angle of incidence it is equal to 0. Normal incidence kada. So therefore angle of incidence and this is the angle of refraction. This one is the angle of incidence. Rendu kuda parallel lines kabatti this is also angle of incidence of line. And this is the R, ఒకటే line ఉంది కాబట్టి, and this is the perpendicular to the surface. This is the R means this is also R. Right? So everything is clear. Now here there are two right angle triangles, OAB. Another one is IAB. OAB and IAB. So I am taking a right angle triangle here from the triangle OAB. Tan I So tan I it is equal to opposite side by adjacent side. What is the opposite side? Opposite side is nothing but AB by adjacent side is nothing but AO. Right. Suppose if the angles are very small. If the angles are very small, then tan I is approximately equal to I. Tan I is approximately equal to I, which is equal to AB by A. So what is the I value? I value is equal to AB by AO. Okay. Now, and here another triangle IAB. From the triangle IAB, tan R is equal to opposite side is nothing but AB by adjacent side is nothing but AI. Now here also, if the angles are very small, then tan R it is approximately equal to R. So therefore here tan R is approximately equal to R, which is equal to AB by AR. So since here angles are very small, if the angles are very small, then tan I is approximately equal to I and tan R is approximately equal to R. Okay. So what we have to find out? We have to find out what is the apparent depth, right? Okay. Applying the Snell's law at a point P now. Applying the Snell's law at a point P. So therefore here applying Snell's law at a B. So if I apply the Snell's law at a B, so what is the refractive index of this medium? mu2 into sin I. So mu2 into sin I, it is equal to refractive index of this medium is nothing but mu1. So mu1 into sin I. Now since the angles are very small, sin I is approximately equal to I and sin R is approximately equal to R. So therefore here mu1 into I, it is equal to mu2 into R. Is it clear? Okay. So therefore mu1 into what is I value? What is I value? I value is nothing but AB by, sorry, this is AB by A1. This is AB by A1. It is equal to mu2 into R. What is R? R is nothing but AB by AR. Okay. So therefore AB by AR. Now here AB and AB get cancelled. What we have to find out? Apparent depth. Apparent depth is nothing but AI. So therefore by cross multiplication AI value is equal. Therefore AI is equal to cross multiplication. It is nothing but mu2 by mu1 into AO. So this is the value of AI. What is AI? AI is the apparent depth it is equal to mu2. What is mu2? That is the refractive index of the denser medium now. I am writing it as the D, mu D. Mu D indicates the refractive index of the denser medium by mu1 is the refractive index of the rarer medium. So mu R into what is AO? AO is nothing but real. AO is nothing but real depth. Whenever the object lies in the denser medium, what is the apparent depth? Apparent depth formula is equal to refractive index of denser by refractive index of rarer into real depth. Now suppose here I am taking the case if Refractive index of the rarer medium is equal to 1. Means that is I am taking it as a medium now. If mu r is equal to 1, surrounding medium as the 1. And mu t, refractive index of the denser medium as the mu1 తీసుకున్నాను అనుకోండి. Then what is the apparent depth formula? Therefore the apparent depth formula, apparent depth it is equal to mu d is nothing but, sorry I have written here ekado wrong pain, mu2 into sin I kada, mu2 into sin I, sorry this is mu2 and this is 1 2 1, this is 1 and this is 2. So therefore mu1 is nothing but rarer medium and mu2 is nothing but denser medium. Okay, now is it correct? Is there any mistake here? Mu2 into sin I is equal to mu1 into sin I. So mu2 mu2 cross multiplication ai is equal to mu1 by mu2 into a. So therefore apparent depth is equal to, okay, so therefore apparent depth is equal to mu r is nothing but 1, mu d is nothing but mu. So therefore real depth by mu d is nothing but mu. So what is the apparent depth here? Apparent depth is equal to real depth by mu. If you see the diagram here, apparent depth it is very small when compared to the real. Apparent depth అనేది real depth కన్నా తక్కువగా ఉంటుంది. మరి ఎన్ని టైమ్స్ తక్కువగా ఉందంటే by 1 by mu times తక్కువగా ఉంది. So real depth it is equal to, sorry, apparent depth it is equal to real depth by mu whenever the object is placed in the denser medium. Denser medium అంటే ఇక్కడ మనం ఒకవేళ ఇక్కడ ఒక ఫిష్ తీసుకున్నాను అనుకోండి, సారీ ఇక్కడ ఒక బర్డ్ తీసుకున్నాను అనుకోండి, let us consider here a bird in the air medium. ఇక్కడ ఒక ఫిష్ ని చూస్తూ అంటే ఈ బర్డ్ కి ఈ ఫిష్ ఈ బౌండరీ సర్ఫేస్ దగ్గరలో ఉన్నట్టు కనిపిస్తూ ఉంటుంది. Is it clear? బర్డ్ కి ఫిష్ వచ్చేసి ఇక్కడ ఉండే ఫిష్ దగ్గరలో ఉన్నట్టు కనిపిస్తూ ఉంటుంది అంతే. అపరెంట్, ఇట్ ఈస్ నాట్ రియల్, రైట్? లేదా ఒక పర్సన్ స్విమ్మింగ్ పూల్ లో నుంచున్నాడు అనుకుందాం. ఈ హైట్ లో ఉండే పర్సన్ స్విమ్మింగ్ పూల్ లో నుంచున్నాడు. ఇంకో పర్సన్ ఏం చేస్తున్నాడంటే స్విమ్మింగ్ పూల్ బయట నుంచొని చూస్తూ ఉన్నాడు. ఈ పర్సన్ ఎవరైతే స్విమ్మింగ్ పూల్ లో ఉన్నాడో, మరి స్విమ్మింగ్ పూల్ లో ఉండే పర్సన్ బయట ఉండే పర్సన్ కి ఎలా కనిపిస్తూ ఉంటాడు? షార్ట్. అంటే ఒక 6 feet ఉండే పర్సన్ నుంచున్నాడు అనుకోండి వాటర్ లో, బయట ఉండే పర్సన్ కి 6 feet లో ఉండే కనిపించాడు. ఒక 4 feet లేదా ఒక 5 feet హైట్ తగ్గిపోయినట్టు కనిపిస్తూ ఉంటుంది. హైట్ డిక్రీజెస్, right? Nearer to the surface, okay, but what about the height I am talking? If the person height is this one, according to the person who is in the rarer area, what will be the height of the person in the denser medium? Decreases. Okay, 6 feet unde person water lo unte bite unde person ki 6 feet la kanpichadu. Okay, 5 feet 4 feet tagipoyinattu short ayinattu kanipistu untadu. Did you get this one? Okay, right? Now let us calculate what is the apparent shift. We have to calculate what is the apparent shift. అంటే ఇక్కడ ఉండే ఆబ్జెక్ట్ ఇక్కడ మారిపోయింది కదా. So what will be the apparent shift in it? Now here on the diagram, apparent shift OI, it is equal to A O లోంచి AI తీసేస్తే పోతుంది కదా, A minus AI. What is AO? AO is nothing but real depth. AI is nothing but apparent depth. So therefore operand shift it is equal to AO minus what is AI? AI is equal to mu1 by mu2 into A. So therefore the operand shift it is equal to AO common these things will get 1 minus mu1 by mu. So ఇది మన జనరల్ గా రాస్తున్నాం. What is the operand shift means? What is the operand shift? So operand shift it is equal. What is AO? AO is the real depth. What is AO? AO is the real depth. Or 1 minus mu1. What is mu1? Mu1 is the refractive index of the rarer medium. Mu r by mu2. Mu2 is the refractive index of the denser medium. So therefore mu d. So what is the operand shift formula? Operand shift formula is equal to real depth of 1 minus refractive index of rarer by refractive index of denser. Problems మనం ఎప్పుడైతే చేస్తున్నామో ఆ ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ అన్ని కూడా జనరల్ ఫార్ములాగా గుర్తుపెట్టుకోవాలి. రైట్, we have to apply the general formulas. అక్కడ ఒకసారి రేరర్ మీడియం ఎయిర్ ఉండొచ్చు లేదా వేరేదే ఏదైనా ఉండొచ్చు కదా. రైట్, సో రేరర్ మీడియం డెన్సర్ మీడియం చేంజ్ అయిపోతూ ఉండొచ్చు. సో therefore మనం ఈ ఫార్ములాస్ ని గుర్తుపెట్టుకోవాలి. You have to remember this one. Right. Now suppose now here I am taking the same case. If mu r is equal to 1 and mu d is equal to mu. Surrounding medium అంటే rarer medium ని నేను 1 అని తీసుకున్నాను, nothing but air medium, and denser medium ని నేను mu2 is equal to mu1 తీసుకుంటే అప్పుడు apparent shift ఏమవుతుంది? Therefore the apparent shift, where is the shift? It is the shifting towards the surface. Remember, shifting వచ్చేసి ఎక్కడ జరుగుతుంది? Towards the surface. Right. Okay. So apparent shift it is equal to real depth. RD indicates real depth. అలానే ఇక్కడ మనం కావాలంటే AD అని కూడా అప్లై చేసుకోవచ్చు. అంటే AD జస్ట్ గుర్తుపెట్టుకోవడానికి AD is equal to RD by mu. Right. Okay. So RD of 1 minus 1 by mu. So this is the formula for the operand shift if the surrounding medium is the air medium. Surrounding medium air medium ఉన్నప్పుడు operand shift na. Right. అర్థమైందా? కాన్సెప్ట్ అర్థమైందా? Now here suppose denser అనేది ఏదైనా అవ్వచ్చు, వాటర్ తీసుకోవచ్చు, ఏదైనా తీసుకోవచ్చు, గ్లాస్ అని కూడా తీసుకోవచ్చు, నో ప్రాబ్లం కదా. Now suppose there are n glass slabs, n glass slabs of thickness x1, x2, x3, x4 ఇలాంటి థిక్నెస్ ఇచ్చారు. జాగ్రత్తగా చూడండి. Now suppose here ఒక 3 glass slabs ఇచ్చాడు అంటున్నాం. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ first glass slab, second glass slab, and this is the third glass slab. Anni kuda glass. Refractive index of the first one mu1, this is mu2, and this is mu3. Object వచ్చేసి ఇక్కడ ప్లేస్ చేశాను bottom of the third glass, and thickness of the first glass is x1 antunnanu, thickness of the second glass is x2, and thickness of the third glass is x3 antunnanu. And here the observer is there. And let us consider surrounding medium anta kuda air medium ani తీసుకుంటున్నాను. Now what is the apparent depth? అంటే ఈ అబ్జర్వర్ ఈ ఆబ్జెక్ట్ ని చూసినప్పుడు ఫ్రమ్ దిస్ సర్ఫేస్ ఈ ఆబ్జెక్ట్ ఎంత డెప్త్ లో కనిపిస్తూ ఉంటుంది. క్వశ్చన్ అర్థమైందా? There are 3 glass slabs which are arranged. There may be the gap between the glass slabs also. అంటే ఒక గ్లాస్ స్లాబ్ ఇలా తీసుకున్నాను, ఇంకో గ్లాస్ స్లాబ్ ఇలా తీసుకున్నాను, మధ్యలో ఎయిర్ మీడియం ఉందండి. థర్డ్ గ్లాస్ స్లాబ్ ఇలా తీసుకున్నాను, మధ్యలో ఎయిర్ మీడియం ఉంది. లేదా 1 and 2 కలిపేసాను, థర్డ్ వన్ వచ్చేసి గ్యాప్ తీసుకొని మళ్ళీ చేసుకున్నాను. మీరు ఎలా తీసుకున్నా సరే, వాట్ ఈస్ ద అపరెంట్ డెప్త్ ఆఫ్ దిస్ ఆబ్జెక్ట్? నా ఆబ్జెక్ట్ ఎక్కడ ఉంది? ఇట్ ఈస్ నథింగ్ బట్ ఇన్ డెన్సర్ మీడియం. ఇదంతా కూడా మనం ఎక్స్టెండ్ చేసుకున్నాం అనుకోండి. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ అబ్జర్వర్ ఎయిర్ మీడియం లో ఉన్నాడు అంటే ఆబ్జెక్ట్ వచ్చేసి డెన్సర్ మీడియం లో. నౌ వాట్ ఈస్ ద ఫార్ములా ఫర్ ద అపరెంట్ డెప్త్? రేరర్ మీడియం ఎయిర్ తీసుకున్నాను కదా, సో డైరెక్ట్ గా అపరెంట్ డెప్త్ ఇస్ ఈక్వల్ టు రియల్ డెప్త్ బై మ్యూ టైమ్స్. సో వాట్ ఈస్ ద అపరెంట్ డెప్త్ ఇన్ దిస్ కేస్? అపరెంట్ డెప్త్ of the object from the surface, remember ఈ సర్ఫేస్ దగ్గర నుంచి, it is equal to, ఒకవేళ ఇది ఒకటే గ్లాస్ స్లాబ్ ఉందనుకుందాం నాన్న, ఇది ఒకటే గ్లాస్ స్లాబ్, అబ్జర్వర్ కి ఇక్కడ అబ్జర్వర్ ఉంటారు కదా, నేను ఇది ఒకటే గ్లాస్ స్లాబ్ తీసుకున్నాను, అబ్జర్వర్ కి ఆబ్జెక్ట్ వచ్చేసి డెన్సర్ మీడియం లో ఉన్నట్టు కనిపిస్తూ ఉంటుంది అన్నమాట. ఆబ్వియస్లీ అబ్జర్వర్ కి ఆబ్జెక్ట్ ఎక్కడ ఉన్నట్టు కనిపిస్తూ ఉంటుంది? డెన్సర్ మీడియం లో కనిపిస్తూ ఉంటుంది. మరి ఏ డెన్సర్ మీడియం లో ఉన్నట్టు కనిపిస్తూ ఉంటుంది? mu1. refractive index of the denser medium is nothing but mu1 if I consider only one glass plate, right? So ఇది ఒకటే గ్లాస్ ప్లేట్ ఉంటే ఈ అబ్జర్వర్ కి ఈ ఆబ్జెక్ట్ ఇక్కడ ఉన్నట్టు కనిపిస్తూ ఉంటుంది. Now what is the real depth of the object? It is nothing but x1. Is it clear? Right. So therefore it is equal to real depth by mu. So the object ikkada unnattu kanipistu untundi for the observer if only one glass plate is there, and that is the real depth. So therefore x1 by refractive index entra mu1. ఇప్పుడు only second glass plate undanukondi, what is the real depth of this one? It is nothing but x2 by refractive index of the second one is nothing but mu2 plus third one ఒకటే ఉందనుకోండి, it is nothing but x3 by mu. అంటే ఇండివిజువల్ గా మనం క్యాలిక్యులేషన్ చేసుకొని అన్నిటిని మనం యాడ్ చేస్తాం. Is it clear? And this is true even if you are taking the air gap between the glass slabs also. దాన్ని మనం ప్రూవ్ కూడా చేయొచ్చు, బట్ ఆల్రెడీ మనకి ఈ ఫార్ములా ఉంది కాబట్టి డైరెక్ట్ అయ్యే ఫార్ములాని అప్లై చేస్తాను అంతే. ఓకే, నౌ కెన్ యూ టెల్ మీ వాట్ విల్ బి ద షిఫ్ట్? షిఫ్ట్ ఫార్ములా ఏంటి? షిఫ్ట్ ఇట్ ఈస్ ఈక్వల్ టు రియల్ డెప్త్ ఆఫ్ 1 minus 1 by mu. అబ్జర్వర్ ఈజ్ ఇన్ ద రేరర్ మీడియం అంటే ఎయిర్ మీడియం అని తీసుకున్నాం. therefore and apparent shift it is equal to real depth. Real depth is nothing but x1 of 1 minus 1 by mu1 plus x2 of 1 minus 1 by mu2 plus x3 of 1 minus 1 by mu2. And this is true even when you are taking the air gap between the glass slabs. ila n glass slabs unnayఅనుకోండి, plus x4 by mu4 plus so on plus xn by mu2. alane shift formula. Is that clear? And these two formulas are very important formulas, and this is applicable when air gap is also present in between the glass slabs. Is that clear? Right. ఇది మన రియల్ డెప్త్ అంటున్నా, అంటే ఇంతవరకు నేను కంప్లీట్ గా గ్లాస్ స్లాబ్ తీసుకున్నాను అనుకున్నాను, ఇదంతా కూడా కంప్లీట్ గా నేను గ్లాస్ స్లాబ్ లాగా తీసుకుంటే ఈ రియల్ డెప్త్ థిక్నెస్ ఆఫ్ ద గ్లాస్ స్లాబ్ అవుతుంది కదా. Are you getting? So try such type of problems.